Hello and welcome to the program Hot Button. The desire of God for us right from creation was that we should be fruitful and multiply. He created the appointed time for us to be fruitful and multiply, and that is when we are married. It is only marriage time that God decided that we should come together as a husband and a wife to procreate and have children. But circumstances, mistakes, choices by young people have thrown a lot of them into becoming parents even before they became adults. And that has posed a certain kind of problem to relationship among we young people today. My name is Johnny. I have with me on the program
Melinda Alfred
and
Akintayo Felwakishi.
Thank you for being on the program today. The topic of today is dating a single parent. This is something that happens among us today.
Yeah, definitely.
We have found so many young people who are not married but are nursing children, either as a mother or as a father. Now, what is your impression as a young lady about dating a single parent?
Okay, so personally, I don't think single parenthood is just getting pregnant or having a child out of wedlock.
Okay.
I still think if you're divorced
Definitely.
and or maybe your husband leaves you and runs off, yeah, you are going to be a single parent. So it's something that you see every day in our regular day-to-day life. So yeah, I mean, it happens. It's something you can't control.
Okay.
Generally, yeah, that's my take on it.
Okay, let me hear from you.
So it depends on the kind of situation that is. So a single parent can either be caused by a runaway husband. In my terms, I'm going to be dating a single female parent. So
yeah.
that's going to be the husband ran away, or unfortunately, the husband died. So my take on it is that the woman will be going through a lot to be able to raise a child up alone. That's going to be a very, very tough thing to do for a woman or for anybody, even as a man.
Exactly, because sometimes it could also be as a result of maybe rape.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then a woman could find herself becoming a single mother. You know, but the truth of the matter is that for every single mother out there is a single father somewhere.
Yes, of course.
Knowingly or
Unknowingly.
unknowingly.
They
Well,
all
you
come
see,
back.
the stigma mostly affects the young woman. Mostly. Okay? It doesn't mean it doesn't affect the young men who find themselves in situations like that. But having said that, you know, you came from a point of, it could be that the husband ran away, or maybe the wife ran away, and then you said something like, it could be that the husband died or something.
Yes.
But how about a situation where some young people, as a result of their, you know, exuberance,
Yeah.
decided and then found themselves in a situation of being a mother or a father at a very young age? What do you think about that?
Like I said, it's inevitable, right? And obviously because of youthful exuberance, that's the reason why they see themselves in this situation. Now, what I would say is, if this person has parents, I don't think the parents should, you know, abandon them. They should be there for them and, you know, take care of them. But then the single parents in question, like the young person, there's nothing you can do about it, basically. Like, you just have to make sure you don't make that mistake again. Don't go running back to, you know, sleeping around. I watched a series one time, and that's exactly the same thing. She couldn't control it. It was more like she would, the first time it happened, and then she would see another man, the man is being nice to her, taking care of her, all of that, and then the guy leaves her. Yeah, and then the guy leaves, and then she's pregnant again. So it's something that happens. It's it's just a general thing that can't, no matter how much we speak about it, it's definitely going to happen, because there are still youths out there that want to test the waters before they get to that particular stage of their lives. Exactly.
Sadly, anyways. Let me hear from you,
So
because it's not in all cases that the husbands or wives run
Run
away.
away.
There are
No.
people who have made those choices
Yeah.
themselves.
So, coming from a man's perspective,
Yeah.
so it can be that the woman doesn't want to have anything to do with the child. And then the way, since we're all young people, we still have our parents alive and everything. So it's going to be in a way that, yes, she doesn't want to have anything to do with the child, and then she wants the father of the child to take care of the child. So there comes the parent. The parent should advise his son on to what to do. And he should also mature up a little bit, knowing that he is a father now. So he should open up his mind and know how to raise up that child and let the child know that the mistakes he made should not be repeated by his child. So that's what I think.
You know, this thing we have built, we have seen how this thing starts and then what really happens. You see, the impact of this thing affects different aspects of our lives,
Yes.
especially when dating. Now, how does dating a single parent affect the relationship? If you are in a relationship with someone who's a single father, how does it affect the relationship?
This man is going to have his guard up. This man is going to say, oh, like, I don't want someone who's going to come and replace, like, in the context of what he said, maybe the mother died. His guard is going to be up, and it's going to affect that relationship. It could be that I like the man, his children don't even like me. That's the thing, because so many things come up. If I come into the relationship, the man is, you know, I like you, I want the children to meet you. If the children aren't, like, comfortable with you around, they will let the father know that, oh, like, the father rather, yeah, exactly, and say, okay, don't bring this person into our lives. We're not ready. You're trying to replace my mother. You're trying to replace my father, whoever, exactly. So it affects the relationship in so many ways, personally. And I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think you should go into such a relationship.
It's not something that
It's not something I don't find myself
would
personally,
want
in
to
my
be in.
opinion, yes.
Okay, and I could actually see how you were trying to bring the word out, because we find these things are prevalent with women. And that's the reason you just couldn't separate that fact.
Yeah, the fact,
you know, that it is a
yes.
woman who suffers this thing most.
Exactly.
And let me hear from you eventually.
Okay, so if it was a man, or if it was a man that lost his wife and then is going out to...
No, it's not a case of losing now. As a
Okay,
young
no,
man,
I want to understand
as a
that.
young man, dating, how does dating a single parent, a woman, a girl who already has a child, how does you dating that woman affect the relationship?
It can go negatively and positively on a very,
Okay.
very serious, on a very, very frank note. Because one, she might still be having feelings for the man, the father of the child. So there are two different roles I want her to play. The mother of the child and then the person I'm dating. So I can allow her be the mother of the child and having a father of the child with her. But then when she's playing the role of a wife to the man, when I'm dating her, that I won't accept.
Which means when a young girl has a baby and then there's a baby daddy
Dad
somewhere,
yes.
there is usually this fear of she might be playing that wifey role to the man,
Yes.
and that makes you uncomfortable.
First thing first is that it matters to the number of children she has with the man.
Okay.
She has two, I can't date her. One is bearable and one is minimum. That means, okay, yes, something actually happened. That's why she didn't stay to have the second.
Wow.
But once you have one, you have two. No.
I don't think that's the criteria to judge that situation.
Not to judge. I won't say judge. I mean, like, it is attention. It's like it calls your attention to it. You've had a child with him. That means, okay, yes, you're saying some things are not fitting well. That's why you left the man. But then you saw those things. They had the first child. Then you had the second child. That's to show you that
Some pregnancies are unplanned. Let's
Two
take
Yeah,
that.
but what he's saying is,
Two
if
pregnancies
you,
unplanned.
let's assume the first one is a mistake, and then the
second one.
I guess that's the point where it's coming
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking about it in another context, not in
no.
the context of, oh, like,
No,
yeah, I understand
so
that.
you
I
can't have
understand
two mistakes. You can't.
You know, because you said yours, you
True.
can't even get into it if the person has
that. Yeah.
a child already, because you have seen how it's going to complicate the relationship.
Of course.
Now, what are the things, you know, before you get into this thing, because there are people who do not have a problem, like him now, he doesn't have a problem if it is one
a child, yes.
But now when there are two children, he begins to have his what reservation.
No, I won't even, no reservations.
Okay.
I won't even date anybody
You
that
won't
has
even-
2 children. No.
Okay.
No,
Okay,
no.
let me ask this question.
Okay, ask.
In the context of where the husband leaves and run away,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then she has 3 kids. And then you know the backstory.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do? Are you going to still be reserved and not even go for it, or you're going to test the waters
I
with?
wouldn't go for it simply because if that man comes back, she will leave me.
How are you so
And
sure?
no,
There is a certain level of trust you have with someone that will make you have 3 kids. So no matter what that person does to you, yes, if you are
Men
not so
act
strong,
out. Men can act out, like maybe after 3 kids, 4 kids. Men do act out at any point
I
in
agree,
time.
but let's be very, very frank.
Alright.
Women are softer than men.
Okay.
So a man can say that, okay, yes, he left the woman with 3 kids, and then he sees her, oh, she's beginning to enjoy life without me. So men are just like that. And he comes back.
He just comes back.
He just
to-
wants not, like, let her understand that without me, you will not be. That is what
Wow.
I'm trying to tell you. So I don't want to go there and then I'm coming and I'm meeting another man that will be troubling what I'm already trying
You're
to
building.
build.
And
Yes,
not going
so
to it in
But
the first
from the
place.
way you're asking me, it seems you will be comfortable when a man comes and says, these are my 3 children. For the past how many years I've not seen my wife. I want to be with you. It looks like you'll be comfortable with that.
No, this is a personal thing.
Yes.
You have to be grounded personally to know
Okay.
that this is the line someone can cross, and this is the line, like, just being your place. It's like, you can't hurt me. For that man to leave, the guy already hurt your feelings. Like, why go back to him? You had 3 kids, okay. Like, it doesn't, like, you can pay the fees, pay school fees, do the regular thing a dad's supposed to do, but don't go back. At the end of the day, it all boils down to that individual as a person.
Okay.
Like, it's me now. It's me saying, you know what? I have somebody who I'm dating right now who is doing the necessary things.
Okay.
I am not going to let my guard down and say, let me allow this person that's hurt me so much back into my life. So it's
Okay.
more of a personal thing. It's not even about, oh, am I dating? Even if you're not dating anybody, I don't think you should let yourself go back to that person that hurt you as much. That's my take.
yeah, but I
Okay.
understand your point very well. But like coming from a man's angle,
Okay.
a man seeing a woman with 3 kids, he might not mind, depending on who he is. He might not mind dating her, but then there will be some red flags. Let me put it in that
Okay.
context that will pop up once the man comes back.
So once the man comes back, that is where the
Or
problem.
if the man comes back, that is
Okay.
a very, very huge problem because you can't be sure. For you having 3 kids with someone, like I said, that means there's a certain level of trust you people have gone to. So even if it messes up, you still have that thing in your mind that, yes, I've been with this man for a while. So I will, like, it's like me having a best friend. And then, okay, my best friend and I have a fight. Then I am talking to another person and I'm becoming, that person is trying to become my best friend. And then my best friend comes and I see the 2 of them. Who would I go to first? I've already reached 5 to 6 years with that person as a friend, and I'm just
Okay, as your
getting
best friend.
1 to 2 years with you. So if I say, who will I think has my back more in the 2 of them? Instinctively, I'll go for one that I've known
The one you've
longer.
known.
That's
for a
because
while.
it's like, you don't, I feel like you are that's you letting people come into your life, people that have hurt you. Personally, I won't make that
So
mistake.
you're saying that you are
So,
not the
No,
forgive-
looking at the way you guys are talking, it seems like there are so many, challenges coming from being a single parent and then dating. Now, having said that, what are the challenges, you are likely to face when dating a single parent?
The number 1 challenge for me is playing the role of a wife to the father of a child. She is the person I'm dating, coming from a male perspective. She is the person I am dating. So I want her to play the role of a mother to the child with the father of the child. Then she'll play the role of the person I'm dating at that moment. I wouldn't want her to also play the wife and mother of
At the same
child
time.
at the same time to the father. So that is a huge challenge. Her being able to balance being a mother to the child with the father of the child and being the person I'm dating. So
Okay.
that would be, and even me, trust would be a challenge because I won't want her to be having sneaky phone calls with him, then having to talk to him and I won't know. So all those kind of things. So yes, that's it.
Okay, so what you're saying, the person can co-parent,
And yes,
but you don't have to act like you are the wife to that person, or act like you are the husband to that person,
yes.
vice versa.
Yes.
Now, on the other side of trust, you wouldn't want a situation where they're having other forms of conversation or discussion that doesn't have to do with the child.
Oh, yes.
And you know, even sometimes if it has to do with the child, you might not be in the clear picture of it, and it might give you another impression.
Yes.
Are there more challenges? Let me hear from you.
I would say self-esteem, because let's say I'm the single parent right now. It's going to be the situation of, do I deserve him? Like, is he even comfortable taking me out to eat or to show his friends? It's going to be, I have a child, I have a kid. And then, exactly. And then on the man's side, it's going to be, I deserve better. Don't you think I deserve better? She has a child. I can always find someone who doesn't have a child, and I can build my own relationship. Then why settle for less with someone who already has a child with another man?
That's if he considers it less.
Yes,
if he considers it less.
Yes.
And trust me, the human mind sometimes could begin to put a lot of things in your mind, and it's a very important position you just took there. You might just start saying it like, oh, I'm better off than having someone who has given birth for another man.
Even if you don't even see it now at the early stage, you guys could have maybe an argument or this form of dispute, and that could be like
what to build that kind of thought.
Yes, that kind of thought. And it's like,
why are you feeling yourself?
Yes, why are you feeling yourself? Why do you think you deserve better? Me, I even deserve better than you. And then it's like, where did I go wrong?
Yeah, wow. That's not a point.
So those complications could actually arise when you're dating a single parent. And this doesn't mean that we are against single parenthood.
No.
Of course not.
Well, it is not appropriate, but it doesn't mean once you have it, you are condemned or doomed for destruction whatsoever. But what is being a single parent a barrier to marriage? Does it mean if I have a child or you have a child, you can no longer marry?
No.
So how come?
Because if you have a child with someone that you are not with anymore.
Okay.
I can marry you so far it's just a child. I keep on saying that
you keep emphasizing
that
about
point
just
because
a child.
Just a child. Because you being with a child, you having a child with him, you can't make the same mistake twice. So if you were with him that is the point of, sorry I'm diversing it a bit, but let me bring out this point.
Okay.
If you are dating someone, date him well and know the person, kind of person he is, kind of things that takes him off, how it takes him for him to cool down his temper and everything. Not by you date someone for a little while, then you just think you feel in love with him. Like I know you feel in love with him, not that you are in love. You feel that you are in love with him, and then you go on to get married to him, and then you already start saying some things that you were meant to see.
Flags.
Yeah, let me put them red flags. Thank you very much. You were meant to see, but then due to the fact that you feel you're in love with him, you don't see them, and then you already have a child. Then it's already too late because you already brought a child into the world. So I would say that yes, a child is still acceptable, but having 2, 3, more than 3.
So you're saying if you are a single parent,
unless the spouse is dead.
Okay.
Unless
the spouse is dead
or deceased.
Okay.
But the spouse is alive, and you're having 3, 2, 4. No. Wow. That's a huge barrier for me.
Okay, so if the person has kids, number one, you said it has to be one. If the person has more than one, unless the spouse is dead.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a no. Okay, let me hear from you.
We're talking about the barriers to marriage.
So someone has already had children. Does it mean the person can no longer marry?
Of course not. I mean, who will love you at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I believe. Who will love you at the end of the day, no matter what you've been through or your past. Some people are that good enough to say, you know what, let's do away with your past. I'm going to be there for you regardless. We're going to work it out. So yeah.
Okay.
It all just depends on who that person is now that's willing to date you, and you're willing to, let your guard down to date at the end of the day.
Now, looking at this, to what extent should a person who is a single parent be close to his or her partner when he or she is in a relationship with another person?
Be the mother of the child. That is what you are. The mother of the child. From my male perspective, I'm going to be dating a single mother.
Okay.
So you will be the mother to the child. If the father wants to have anything to do with the child, that's not a problem. The father wants to have something to do with the child, not the mother of the child.
You have something to do with the child and not the mother
of the child.
Okay.
So if I start seeing that you are beginning to have something to do with the mother of the child, I have to leave there for the two of them, because that means they are not fully done with each other.
Why do you have to leave? What about fighting to keep the
Exactly.
person
What
that
about
you love?
exactly? I was about to
If
say
the
that.
person actually loves me, you won't be having something to do with the
No,
father
but then
of
if
the child.
what if on her side is more like, why can't you fight for it? Why can't you, why are you leaving? Because my ex or the father of my child. Like, why? Why can't you fight? Stay and fight for the person you love.
I said if I see that he is moving towards the mother of my child, that's what I mean. So obviously I expect her to back him off, not me backing him off from her.
Okay.
So
I understand.
So
your submission is whatever relationship they have, whatever closeness they have, should just be all about the child.
Nothing more.
Nothing more. What about you?
I would agree with him, because why else should you be having external relationships with, aside the children, with the father of the child? Like, obviously.
The child.
With the child. So yes, like, why would you be having, a relationship? Like, the relationship should be about the child and nothing more.
Nothing less.
But there are situations that could force people, to get. What about, let's even assume it's a child, and then the child's graduation is coming. I have to be there as a father. The woman has to be there as a mother. And there is this uniform they are selling that families must wear to come and encourage their child. And then I can't sew the same uniform with the woman and come grace our child's occasion because she's with somebody else?
It has two decisions
to
be taken by either the child or the mother if the child is of age. Then that is where the mother comes in to tell you that, okay, yes, this is who I want to be there. And if the child says, I want my daddy, then the child said, or the children said, I want daddy to be there. Then she has to explain to the two of them. And then
the man also has to understand.
In a way that,
at this point, you have to be adults. Like, keep your emotions out of it.
Okay, now, looking at this thing, what we are saying has a lot of complications here and there and there. Now, what are the common mistakes that lead young people into being parents at a very young age? And how can we solve that problem so we don't find ourselves in this kind of complication?
Barriers, first thing. So if you know you're in a relationship with someone and then you know the kind of person they are, and you know the kind of person you are, and you don't want to be in that kind of situation, the best thing is, or the normal thing to do is to set a barrier. Just put it there that this is where I won't pass no matter what happens. I won't compromise. I won't pass there no matter what. So if you have that kind of mindset and you set it there, you won't be in that kind of position.
So you set the barriers for the kind of people you let into your life, and then the kind of space you occupy in your life.
You mustn't enter a certain space no matter what. And even if I push you off, you have to understand that yes, you mustn't enter that space. Another thing is the background check. You can't date someone for a little time, and then you tell me you fully understand the person because you feel you're in love with the person. Then you go about, you marry the person. Then what you were meant to see when you were dating the person, you didn't see that. Then you start seeing it later on when you already have a child, when you're 2 to 3 years into the marriage, and then the other option for you to do is to leave the marriage. So you have to know the kind of person you are dating, or know the kind of person you want to get married to. That is better than saying knowing the kind of person you are dating. So you have to know who you are going to get married to. You can't get married to someone that ticks off easily if you can't handle people that get ticked off easily. So you know what ticks him off, how long it temper lasts. So those are the kind of things you understand, so that you won't indirectly be open to an abusive marriage or
Okay.
gaslighting and all the kind of toxic things that can happen in that
Or
kind of situation.
cheating
And
spouse.
cheating. Yeah, so
And
you
then when
know
it
your
happens
spouse.
like that, if you see all this, you will able to like, okay, I've said
Said
this,
this.
and then these things that I've said will not be things that will come into my marriage later that will
Yes.
make me either
Either
walk
walk
away
away or you
or
walk
make
away.
someone else walk away and
Yes.
leaving me as a single
Single
parent or
parent,
leaving
yes.
the person as a single parent. Are there more things that, mistakes that people make and how they can be fixed?
Yeah, one of the mistakes would be having premarital sex.
Wow.
It's already in the Bible. It's already stated there that you shouldn't, have sex. A lot of young youths, youthful exuberance, they want to know and do what adults are doing, and then for that reason they become single parents. That's for, the young ones. Now for the adults, as he said, background checks and knowing what ticks this person off.
Okay.
Now before you even choose to become a single parent, or maybe you're in a marriage and something happens, it's biblical. Like, you can't leave your partner except on the ground of unchastity. Even if this person is gaslighting you or abusing you, and the Bible says, do not leave your partner except on the ground of unchastity.
Infidelity.
Yeah, infidelity. That's, he shouldn't cheat. So, like he said, background checks. Do your background check. Know whether or not, this person is a cheater or or a flaker that will run off and leave you or cheat.
Okay.
Because now, again, you also need to know the word of God. I feel
You
like
need
this
to
is
know
something
the
people
word of
don't...
God.
Exactly. This is something
Okay.
people don't buttress on. You need to read the Bible. The Bible gives you the answers.
Gives you the
Yeah,
guideline,
the
what to
guidelines of
follow
what... Yes.
that will guide
Because,
your
exactly. Because
relationship.
after doing background checks and you eventually, still end up being with somebody that is so good at hiding their true colors, you need to be able to, learn to, what's the word now? Learn to curb, like the gaslighting, the abuse, everything. And then just know that at the end of the day, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. That's something. There's always light at the end of the tunnel.
Prayer.
Once you pray, once you pray and commit it to God, like, God is going to take it out of the way. And if this man should eventually cheat, you know that God has already said it. God has already put the law out there. If this thing should happen, then you can leave. That's what it is.
Okay, and I think there are also ways that we can, as young people, avoid places, avoid
Yes.
circumstances
Yes, exactly.
that
That
will
might lead
make
to
That could make
people
you
force themselves on us in form of rape,
Rape.
that would lead
Sexual
you
assault.
as a single
Parent.
parent. Every single parent has a chance to be loved again.
Yes.
Especially if you realize your mistakes and you return to the right path, which is the God path. Find your steps back, retrace your step, and the God who is the giver of everything can provide a suitable partner for you that will not come with all these complications. However, it is our choice, it is our duty to do the right thing so we don't put ourselves in these kind of complications. So as you go about your relationship, remember there is a fundamental thing that you need to do. Put God first in your relationship, and you can sail that boat of true love and finding lasting happiness. God bless you for being a part of us today. Join us again another time. Take care.